Problem of the past. Call now.
You're watching WO6AY in Lebanon, Kentucky, Central Kentucky Television, servicing Marion, Washington, and Nelson counties. Taking a check of local police report here on Central Kentucky Television, Stacy L. Gadbury of McBrady Road in Lebanon, Kentucky, was arrested on February the 28th and charged with rear license plate not illuminated, failure to or improper signal, possession of a controlled substance in the first, being cocaine, and with possession of drug paraphernalia. Thomas T. Smith, Jr. of Alexander Drive in Danville, Kentucky, was arrested on March the 1st and charged with operating on a suspended or revoked operator's license, not having or having expired Kentucky registration plates, and not having or having an expired Kentucky registration receipt. Randy Jean Whitted, Logan Road in Gravel Switch, Kentucky, was arrested on March the 1st and charged with alcohol intoxication. Annette Y. Copenhaver of Country Club Drive in Lebanon, Kentucky, was arrested on March the 2nd and charged with possession of drug paraphernalia and possession in the first. Joshua of Warren Acres in Lebanon, Kentucky, was arrested on March the 2nd and charged with Marion County Warrant failure to appear. Adam S. Cox in Lebanon, Kentucky, March the 2nd and charged with possession of marijuana and with alcohol intoxication. In Nelson County Dispatch News, there was a domestic case investigated on March the 3rd around 9:09 p.m. in the 100 block of 5th Street in New Haven. The traffic offense at 98 West John Rowland Boulevard at the Burger King in Bardstown on the 3rd around 10:01. And on Boston Road, there was a motor vehicle collision within the city limits of Bardstown. That was on March the 3rd around 11:50 p.m. There's a motor vehicle collision on March the 4th around 6:09 a.m. at East John Rowland Boulevard, a quarter mile from 150 in Bardstown, and also on Banjo Street in Bardstown. That was at 7:28 a.m. Also on March the 4th, a motorist assist was called out for North Camp Drive at Camptown Road in Bardstown on the 4th around 9:28 a.m. And a motor vehicle crash with trauma was reported at New Shepherdsville Road at Patriot Drive in Bardstown. That was on the 4th at 9:43 a.m. With these Bardstown Fire Department run reports, there was one for Highway 245 at Patriots Drive at 9:47 a.m. Again, that was on March the 4th. The fire department was called for a motor vehicle collision with possible entrapment. When units arrived on the scene, the patient was out of the vehicle, and no other assistance was needed from the fire department at that case. On Boston Road, there was a motor vehicle collision as reported on March the 4th around 12:14 a.m. The fire department was called, and they were advised all occupants were out of the vehicle. They were cleared just a short time later from that scene. There's a fire department called for an active residential fire alarm at 3683 Louisville Road on March the 1st. This is around 10:21 p.m. Firefighters found an issue with wiring in the control module for the water heater. They found this to be the cause of the alarm, and they were released a short time after that. There's a injury collision in Marion County. This was reported on Sunday, March the 2nd. Trooper John Boyd investigated the collision that occurred around 10:18 p.m. 2 miles north of Lebanon on Kentucky 49. 20-year-old Kayla Marie R. Smith of Loretto was traveling north on Kentucky 49 when slick roadways conditions caused her to lose control of her 2005 Acura. The Acura traveled off the roadway, struck an embankment, and overturned. Smith was belted and was transported to Springview Hospital with minor injuries in that case. There was a fatal collision in Russell County on Sunday, March the 2nd. Trooper Nick Hale investigated the collision that occurred around 6:16 a.m. Central Time at Parks Ridge Road in the limits of Ely. 26-year-old Zachary Neal Stevens of Russell Springs was